Okay. Should we say something introductory?
Well, yeah, we can, but we need the people who actually know the things.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, do you want me to say something? Just to...
Yeah.
Off, and boom. Yeah.
I gotta turn my
In pocket.
If it starts playing off, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Hey.
So y'all just introduce yourselves and where we are.
I'm Kate Askew, owner and operator of Yella Dog Press. It's a letterpress studio where we set type the old-fashioned way.
And I'm Perrion Hurd, owner and operator of Hurd Wide Studios, self-taught painter, illustrator, and printmaker. And I work at Yella Dog Press.
Well, you're actually upstairs in your own space.
Upstairs in my own space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can look at that too.
Oh, cool.
So, come on in
Well-
for this way.
Okay, and then also this is Patrick.
Hi, Patrick Ralston, Director of the Arkansas Arts Council. With me is Scarlett, who is our Public Information Officer. You all know us. We're the Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee of streaming video. So anyway, we're breaking into Yella Dog and Hurd Wired today. Come on, we're going to see some cool stuff.
Also, just to be clear, we've all been vaccinated.
Yes, we have.
We are safely.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
make that
You're
part up.
safely meeting.
Yes.
Yes. We are safely meeting.
So,
All right.
this is Yella Dog Press, and I have had the Yella Dog in one fashion or another for about 11 years. And there are other people who have come and gone and still come and go and print here. Lamry Rudalonis, Gladys Whitney, Hunter Oden, a lot of people who come and print and have share equipment with Gladys and Lamry, and we all enjoy this space.
All right.
All right, so today we're gonna print and on this Vandercook number 4. So this is a machine that would have been used to proof newspaper pages back in the day. So you'd lay out your type and put it on the proof press and pull a copy and take it to your editor and find your typos, fix your typos, and go on about your way. And about 20 years ago, artists started to discover them for poster making and print making, and they are a wonderful press to have. So.
How expensive is one of those?
It depends on where you get it, but several $1,000s. Yeah, so it depends. I mean,
Wow.
If you get one that's really, really pristine, it can be quite expensive. But you can also poke around and make friends with somebody and get one a little cheaper, maybe.
Can people come and like pay and get help using one of these, or is this
Well, we have done classes through the Art Center, and that's one way we teach. And then I have had individuals call me who just want a tutorial, and I've done that, but not since COVID. So, but I'd love to get back to teaching. So I really want to teach how to handset type and how to use this equipment, because the more that know how to use it, the more that can pass it on. Plus, I've got cabinets and cabinets full of wood and metal type that need to be used. So,
and Perrion uses like his own etchings, right?
lino cuts.
Lino cuts?
Yes. Yeah. So I use the Vandercook for lino cuts. A friend of mine, a friend of Kate's and ours, introduced us a few years ago to come together and try to see what we could do. And so far, so good. It totally works. We are
A great team.
a great team. We are rocking and rolling here at Yella Dog Press.
And we have a ball. And when I first was introduced to Perrion, it was over Instagram. A friend of ours, a mutual friend, said, y'all have got to meet each other. And I messaged Perrion, and I think he just thought it was like a weird stalker, or something. And I kept saying, come on down to my shop. I see what you do. I think you might like my equipment. And after about a year of pestering him, he came just to shut me up, I think.
No.
It's like, I'm going to go see this woman and maybe she'll get off of me.
No, actually, no. It was a video of you working on one of your other machines,
okay.
and it was the smaller card making machine.
On the CMP, the Chandler and Price?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll run that machine today too. We've got something set up on that.
And it just intrigued me. It's just the rhythm and the motion of the machinery. And I was like, well, I have to see what that's all about. So
you came and we worked together.
and click, and it just works.
And then about a year later, you rented space upstairs.
Yes.
And so we've been all here ever since. And it's been great during COVID because there are 4 sections to this building and they're all on different ventilation systems. So everybody's been able to come down here. I was able to come down and be in my shop by myself, and Perrion could be in his shop by himself. So it was really a godsend during this past year.
Yes, it is.
So.
Yes, it is.
All right, so
Here
today
we go.
we're going to print, and you guys get to have a turn too.
Oh, right.
Perrion has a 8x10 lino cut that he carved. And Perrion, if you want to, well, we'll see your tools when we go upstairs.
Yes.
And then I set some metal type, and this is individually placed metal type. And you lock it up. Right. Let's go get my thing. Okay, anyway. So you can see all the rollers. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rollers. I'll show them to you in a second.
That is so cool.
Perrion, you want to pull a couple?
Yes, I do. Yes, it's been a year, so here we are. Oh, I miss this so much. All right, lock it up. It's inked, and set the print, and we grab it. And there we are.
So it takes quite a bit of fiddling. It looks like we just sat there and threw that on there, but it actually takes quite a bit of fiddling and getting it even and making sure, you know, I have to go back and see what that smudge is.
Yes.
I don't know if it's my fingerprints or something got on it, but there's a lot of fiddling. Do you have ink on your hand?
I do not.
Okay.
All right, so let's give it another shot. Here we go. A little bit faster. I'm going too slow, and it's giving us a little bit of,
Repeat right there.
yeah, a little bit of repeat.
So sometimes it just takes a little monkeying, and sometimes we have to go in here and figure out where ink got smeared where it shouldn't have been. So sometimes you come in and plan a project and it all goes just like you want it to, and other times 4 hours go by and you think, what am I doing?
Patrick, come over and try one.
Okay, yeah.
Let me make sure the ink is right. Hold on. Okay. Well, yeah, we've got some ink on. Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. So I've got to. Hold on, let me grab my acetone. I got to clean it.
We're gonna get it clean. And she's totally right that it takes a lot of fiddling around. You got to make sure all your ink is clean, your hands are clean. You have to work fast and with rhythm and with one motion so that you don't get, what is it called?
Well, it's just, you get, it just prints where it's not supposed to.
Yes,
And
and it happens.
it happens a lot.
A lot.
And you have to watch it if you've got a big run and you turn on a podcast and you start printing. You have to really pay attention so you don't print 10 with a mistake because you weren't paying attention that something got fiddly in the middle of it, which can happen. Because these are pretty sensitive machines. Sometimes it's this one that's the problem right here. You know, that must have been it. I'm just trying to find out where that ink was coming from. And sometimes there's another one right here. But you can come over here and see this big drum that distributes the ink on these oscillating rollers. So that's the big distributor of the ink on this machine. Okay, let's try this again. All right, so it's off impression. You don't want to print on my Timpton. I use acetone. A lot of people use baby oil. A lot of purists think acetone is awful, but in small quantities polish on. It's just a little bit acid. Alright, we seem to have gotten rid of the problem.
Oh, good.
So there
We
we go.
fixed the glitch.
Yeah, so got it.
All right. Awesome. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to pick up one sheet. And put your left foot on that pedal right there.
Okay.
Press it down and that opens your grippers.
Okay.
And then put your grippers in and push against here. It's set of registered from the grippers and that little registration.
Okay.
Oops.
Let go.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to do one swift move with your hand on here. Yeah, it kind of goes to keep it. If you don't keep it tight, it'll bubble across.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
So
Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, and then pull it out. When you come to the end, it automatically releases.
It checked me out.
Uh-huh.
It's my first time.
And then you come back gently.
Okay.
And boom, there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't know if y'all have some fans you want to print a few of these for, and we'll print a few, and then you can give them away.
Oh, cool.
If you want to, you can have a little
Yes.
giveaway.
I was like, I don't have any personal fans.
I mean, whoever's watching the live
Right.
stream.
That
Oh,
makes
yeah.
more sense.
So being able to work like this for me, with someone who, with the knowledge and the skills and the machinery, teach me something new, because I was doing these by hand a few years ago before I met Kate, and it was just so much work. My production level has like dramatically increased since I started using the machines and since I have access to machines, and I'm totally grateful. It's a dream to be able to work here, and if you guys do have an opportunity to come to Yella Dog Press, come visit Little Rock, Yella Dog Press, please do. It's so cool. I'd love to meet you, and I'd love to make some prints with you guys. So I'm gonna print some more for. I'm just excited. I'm sorry, Kate. This is just fun. Yes, we're back. Yeah, we're back. Oh, look at there.
So you can see that Perrion's examining each one as it comes off to make sure there's no trail anywhere.
No trail. Checking the ink, making sure that the ink is
Evenly distributed.
evenly distributed across. And there will be small variations from print to print, because, you know, that's what happens. And that's what you want. Yeah, that's the art of it.
Yeah.
But we worked this morning for, probably an hour getting the impression right and getting it straight and getting the
Lettering.
type, the type like we wanted it. I mean, it looks like, okay, well, that's a cut and 3 lines of type, but really, to get it right, you have to have the right combination of ink, not too much ink, not too little ink, the right impression so you don't damage the print or the type. And it really is just a lot of fiddling to get to this point, but when you start pulling the prints and every time you pull one off, you say, I still like it.
Yes.
It's really fun.
Yes, it is. The Vandercook is a choice machine, like Ferris Bueller's car, the red Ferrari. If you have the means, I recommend you get one of these. It's really, really nice.
It's so choice.
Makes so choice. It makes this a lot more boom.
And then while Perrion's printing those, we'll come over to the Chandler and Price.
Well, I do have a question before you
Yeah,
go.
go ahead.
Can you guys do like extra colors on these?
Oh, yeah,
Is
you
the
can use
machine?
any colors you want, but you have to set it up.
Yes, it has to be set up in advance. It has to be planned. So in this case, what we would have done was put like a light color down first, and then put the black print on top. So light goes down first, then dark on top of it. So you're just building up those. And or,
Oh.
you can
So like
carve away.
watercolor.
No, actually, no, with the ink. So
No,
it
I mean
would've-
like, cause you put light
Same
goes
kind of-
Oh,
first.
yes. So, yes. So, yeah.
Brain.
Right, so when you see something that's made on a Vandercook, it has to be hand pulled through the press once for each color. So if it's 5 colors, that piece of paper's been through the press 5 times.
Wow, okay.
But the Vandercook makes it really easy to do registration on multiple colors. Because you keep the guide where it is, and then you come back with your next color, and it's easy to register.
We're losing
Yeah.
a little bit of ink here now, so
Where?
just right down on the bottom.
Oh, so you
Yep,
get a little
started to
ink.
fade away, yep. A little
Whoops.
bit. So you guys can go and work with Chandler and Price, and I can.
You know, and then we can come
Whoa.
back to you.
I'm still learning this gimbal thing, but yeah. Okay. There was a couple of people that once, Leslie says, I really wish I had become a printmaker because I love the smell. So, it does have a smell. It feels like the newspaper business to
Yes.
me.
Yeah,
Very good.
that's what it is. It's a,
Same materials.
yeah,
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna come over here to this, sorry, Chandler and Price. This is a 1903 Chandler and Price flywheel press.
Grab some of these.
And we'll get it going here. And I have
I
it set
know.
up for the card. And I love the sound of this machine.
Where did you get this? This is
We
crazy.
bought it, Larry Rudalonis and I bought it from Balfour Printing on 7th Street. I don't know if you remember that?
Yeah.
They went out of business about 11 years ago, and they had been using this as a die cut machine. So we bought it on auction, so at an auction. So I'm going to slow this down here. This is nice for smaller prints. It makes it go fast. And there's, again, a lot to do with the setup of this one too. Making sure it's straight, setting the type. I'll take this apart and show it to you in a second. But this is a hand-fed press. And so you put the, it's off impression right now, so you can see it's not printing. But when I put it on impression, it prints. And so I'm able to print as many as I want and have as big a run as I want.
Sherry says steampunk. Cool. It is kind of steampunk.
Yeah, I mean, I could listen to this machine all day long. I just love it. And it's really, it's very easy to work with once you get the hang of it. And my teacher would not allow us to print and talk at the same time. And if he caught you, he would unplug the machine, which is kind of embarrassing when you're an adult. But I get it because you can lose a hand very easily.
Yeah.
So right now, yes, I'm talking and printing, but I've also got it on little old lady speed. So you can see there's a rhythm to it. And these rollers distribute the ink on the platen. And then every time it goes down, you can see that the platen turns to distribute the ink. So again, I took it off impression, but I'll take it on. Take it back on. And then let me do a couple more, and then I'll take the form out and show it to you. Okay, so I'm going to take it off impression, turn it off. All right, roll the wheels down. The rollers, you have to take really good care of them because they get out of whack very easily and they're expensive to replace. So take very good care of your rollers, not smash them. So this is the form that goes inside that does the printing.
You just get over there and
Oh, yeah,
check
okay.
this out. This is
So this big metal piece right here is called the chase.
Hold, please. Technical problems.
what's wrong.
Your operator hasn't used this enough. and there we go. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
The metal frame is called a chase, and the chase is what holds the type, and the chase goes in the bed there for printing. So when I'm setting up what I'm going to print, I start out with a chase like this. It's empty, and then I use, this one is not very happy, so I'll get you a different one. I use a composing stick like this to set type, and I set my type in the composing stick, and then I place it in the chase, and I use this wood furniture that's right here to lock it up. So I get it where I want it with these coins and a coin key. So every piece here is an individual piece of type. And when I'm ready to go, I make sure it's all flat on my imposing stone. So this is an imposing stone to make sure everything is the same level so that when you print, it hits the paper at the same point. Otherwise, you would have an uneven impression. So you want to make sure everything's flat. Lock it up, good and tight. And then I always check it, make sure nothing is going to pop out, so we're good. Get it? And then I take it back over. You can see the back of it, it's all nice and smooth. You want to make sure it's smooth on the back because you can damage your press. And bring it over here. And then you're ready to roll. Okay, so do you want to show them the rest of the shop?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How much time we have?
Yeah, we got plenty.
These cabinets are filled with wood type and metal type, and I've collected them over the years. And when letterpress printing went out the window, it did so practically overnight when the offset presses started rolling. So people who were in the letterpress business realized I got to fish or cut bait, and they dumped all their metal and wood type and brought in the offset presses. So that was in the 70s, and really for collectors like me, you just get what you can get. It wasn't scrapped or burned or otherwise thrown away. Likewise with the machines, a lot of times it was too much trouble to move them, and people dug a hole, dropped them in, and covered it up with concrete and brought in the offset presses. So really, for a long time, all this letterpress equipment lay dormant, and about 15 years ago, I found 3 presses in a barn north of Jonesboro that I bought for $200 for all 3 of them, and one of those presses alone now is a $3,500 press.
Wow.
So in the past 15 years, I think the more technological we get, the more people want to go back to the basics. So the more digital we get, the more people want to know how to do it by hand. So about 15 years ago, schools started getting interested in book arts, and people started realizing that they could do this out of their garage. And really, you can do this without all this equipment. If you're a young person and you want to get a chain-wheel price like I just printed on, and you have all the digital skills, computer skills that kids have now, you can do it all by polymer plate. You can design whatever you want, have a polymer plate made, and print on that press just like I did without wood and metal type. For me, I'm trying to preserve the art of handset type, so I'm not really into polymer plate, although every once in a while I have used one when a project demanded it. So you can see some of the wood type we have here. This would have been old headline type for a newspaper. You have to look at the patina and the different inks that are on there over the years. I mean, this wood type's over 100 years old, so it's seen a lot of action. We have type in all shapes, sizes, and forms. If you were a letterpress printer back in the day, you were only as good as how many fonts of type you had. Most people had a house font that they depended on, and then had other fonts that they used. But you can see I bought this and there's no D, but I don't care. I'll take the rest of the letters. It's so fabulous. A lot of antiques dealers for years just sold this stuff letter by letter, and
Wow.
it's hard to find a complete font. So I call this my wanted poster type, because it's the kind that you would often see on a wanted poster. So I have big type, I have wide type, I have small type, and here I have more. This is my oldest type, and it's from 1856. And usually you can identify wood type by the letter A, where the manufacturer would put his name. Not always, but a lot of times, if you're looking for who made your type. And there are a lot of people who can look at a phonotype and tell you exactly who made it. I can't. That's why I have a big library to help me identify my type. So you can go down some real rabbit holes. And some days I'll spend all day in here identifying type and labeling, and other days I just print with it, whether it's labeled or not.
So which is your favorite?
Of the wood type, let's see. I have a lot of favorite. I mean, that's really hard. I think this 3-line Tuscan, extended Tuscan, is my favorite right here, and it's really old. It's probably 150 years old. I really love that. It really pops. But also I like some just pretty plain stuff too. And then my favorite metal type, and everybody laughs and says I'm going to wear this out, but my favorite metal type is this Columbus. I have 24-point Columbus. It was made by ATF in 1892, American Type Foundry. And it's just gorgeous, and I have some initial letters that go with it. And it was very rare. It was designed and not very popular. They made Columbus, and they made Columbus Outline, which I also have. And then they made a font called Isabella, and that one caught on, and they quit making Columbus. So it's really rare to have it. So here it is in the same font, but in outline. So you can do a 2-color, or you can just do an outline. This allows you to, if you want to do the outline in one color and the solid in the other. So that's really fun.
Why are you so interested in print? Like the I guess the
Well, how
characters.
did I get started in this?
Well, I mean, why this kind of print? Why the
Why
words?
letterpress printing? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a great question. So I grew up in a bookish household, a very bookish household, and my dad's a book collector. He still has an incredible library, and I started out collecting books about my whole life I've collected books, but about 20 years ago I started buying and selling them as a business. So I bought and sold books. I've bought and sold books for 20 years as a Arkansas bookseller. And then about 5 years into my book selling, I started getting obsessed with how books are made, really old ones, some really old books I got, how they were made, who made them, the paper, and everything. So I decided I wanted to learn how to print, and I met John Horn of Shooting Star Press, and he offered to teach me. So that's how I've learned. That's how I learned, and I've been learning ever since, because it's not something you learn overnight. You know, a long time ago, back in the day, a kid would start out in a print shop 8 years old as a printer's devil and work their way up, start out sweeping the floor and work their way up to learn how to set type. So it's not a hobby. It's really, it's a real specialty, and I'll be learning the rest of my life.
Let's say it's a lifetime commitment.
It's a lifetime commitment, yes. And the fun thing about letterpress printing and everything else now really is that you can get on the internet and ask a question, and there are 15, 70-year-old men out there, and they're men usually printing. Now they're more women, but a long time ago, typesetters were mostly men, and they'll give you an answer. Or tell you how you're doing it wrong, which I like that too. So.
That's my favorite part.
Mansplaining.
Well, yeah, but I like it. Do you want to show them your area, Perrion?
Well, this is going to be a limited edition just for you guys.
Oh, wow.
At the Arkansas Arts Council. Should be a couple of days for these to dry. They'll be signed and numbered.
What? We get them signed?
We get the
course.
Perrion Hurd?
Of course.
Oh, wow.
Of course. I love you guys. You guys have always done awesome work with me, and I look forward to keep working with you in the future.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So
These are
upstairs,
fantastic.
In my space upstairs.
Well, first, before we leave, Patrick, I kind of hogged up all of the questions. Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
No, except this is just very cool. I will say that I went to college with some guys who worked for a big one of the presses here, printing shops here in downtown Little Rock, and you know, to the danger and the art of it. I mean, they all of the old guys that they worked with, all of them had hands that could barely move their hands because they had been caught in the press. And so yeah, it can be a little bit dangerous, but it is a beautiful art form.
So basically, you need to take classes.
You need to be careful. You need to watch your hands. Yeah, definitely. So, all right, let's go on and.
Should let us know when you have classes. That'd be great.
Yeah, I teach through the Art Center mainly, but I haven't since COVID.
Right.
All right, so we following you, Perrion?
I think he's upstairs. I love this.
All right, so Perrion's up there. Oh, hey, Perrion.
Hey, how you guys? Good to see you. I just had to tidy up real quick, make sure everything was cool.
All right.
Bring the dog and set out the cat. So, welcome to Hurd Studios at the Boat at the Boat Ark building here in Little Rock, 917 West Markham. And what you're looking at now is are the blocks that I carved pre-pandemic with the intention of continuing what Kate and Ebony and I had started with our last printmaking show, Light, Lines, and Shadows. That it was a 2-artist show with our good friend Ebony Blevins, and we had that here in the building downstairs. And some of these have been printed and used as cards, gift cards, note cards. Some have been produced as smaller prints. So now that things are slowly, hopefully, returning back to a normal of a sort, if you will, this is the beginning of my printmaking session. These will be turned into small prints, and again, a new run of cards and prints. And is that me? Yes, that's me. Sorry. Okay. That's the wife. Hey, baby, I see you. So what I'm doing here, what you see here is these are smaller pieces, smaller vignettes that I've been putting together. This is these are pieces and my sketchbook. And what we have here is something that I've been working on that sort of ties in to the carving of the printmaking, which these are smaller individual pieces of scratch board and I'm having a great time with these scratchboard pieces here. This is a totem series that I've been working on, and faces and representations and interpretations of the African mask. That's my thing. My scratchboards started with these smaller pieces, so it just keeps getting, you know, larger and larger and larger. I'm working this year with the themes of love and music. So that will be the work that I'll be, well, rather the themes and the motifs that I'll be producing this year. I have a show coming up here in November. Soon that November will come fast. So I'm usually here every day, working. I did the banners at Mosaic Templars. You should, if you guys have seen that, and that was fantastic. That was an awesome experience.
They've changed that building completely.
Yes, they have.
Well,
they're working on the inside.
No, I mean your work on the outside changed the personality of that building.
Man, that's cool.
No, I mean it changed the way it changed the way people look. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not just laying it on here. It changed the way people look at that building. It you know,
Enlivened it. It
I
did.
enlivened it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I look forward to doing more works of that scale. Eventually, you know, as time goes on.
That's a big project.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And you did that in here,
we
right?
did that here on the floor here. I did it with my wife Gail, my daughter Tatiana, and my son-in-law Joey, and my friend Ebony helped out. Of course, I'm renting the space here from Kate. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. These two blue panels are about to go to. Well, I can't tell you everything that I'm working on. I got.
It keeps them surprised.
Well, keep them surprised, and also don't. I believe, you know, don't say what you're going to do until you're like 90% there. So, because the brain will convince itself that it's been done, and then you get lazy. So, plus I gotta.
Well, how did you come up with your themes, music and love, for 2021? Because
well, music and love. Music because last year one of my favorite artists passed recently, George Hunt, fantastic painter. He is the gentleman that is most known for, of course, his fantastic artwork, but he's like world known for doing the Memphis in May and Blues Festival posters. If you get an opportunity to check him out and his work out, please do. I grew up in Memphis, so as tribute to him, I would love to produce works along those musical themes, well, you know, with that feeling, with the feeling in tribute to him. Love, the reason why I'm choosing love is because I think we need more in today's world. We really do. So I'll be exploring those two themes, maybe tying them in, maybe they'll be separate pieces. These pieces here, this is like the heart. So I'll be putting the heart in my love pieces here, and pictures of, you know, father and child, mothers and child, family pieces. And then here I've begun the musical things here, and I'm working on those. These are scratch boards, so I'm working on those every day, and I'm making progress.
They're just incredible.
Thank you.
I mean, they're just genius.
It's the details.
I mean, genius.
The
It's
details.
Now, scratchboard cannot be used as a print, right?
Well, you can, if you do get a great photographer and or an awesome scan of them, they can be reprinted. Those pieces can be reprinted. So.
You know, an awesome photographer. That's how handy is that?
Yes, I do. This piece over here is a commission piece that I'm producing for my good friend Candace Ivory. She's in St. Louis. She's a musician. It's an interpretation of her album cover, her last album cover, Love Music. And I'm very, very interested in doing and producing album covers for musicians this year. And it's a fun piece. The works back here, this is just that's my stack. That's my, not right now stack. And these, of course, are smaller previous prints. So basically, this is my workspace. Sometimes I go huge, sometimes I go small. It just depends on the energy of the day.
Is this acrylic?
No, this is a mixed media piece.
Okay.
So a little bit of acrylic, a little bit of oil, and my plan, once this dries, is to go in and do a scratch technique, since I'm doing that now, and just define it and refine it a bit more, and put my designs into the paint, scratch it back out. Yeah.
So
Graffito.
is the gold acrylic, or is that like, how did you do the gold?
That's I did that with alchemy. Just
That's
good old,
fine.
Good old fashioned painter's magic. So yes. So I will have some art. We'll be working. We'll have some art here in Little Rock shown soon. I will have some work in Hot Springs shown soon. And now that we got the machine hot today, I will be working downstairs producing prints, and my prints will be available in gift shops, museum, gift stores, Crystal Bridges, the art museum here, store, and Mosaic Templars. So, yay.
Support artists.
Yeah.
It's a great,
yay.
it's a
Yeah.
great space. It's great. I mean,
It is.
it's obviously.
And we have a jewelry artist in that corner named Sarah Henry. So
Oh, okay.
Perrion shares the space with Sarah Henry.
Okay.
And she makes beautiful, beautiful jewelry. And then we have my husband Jess has a full-blown woodworking shop at the other end. So we have a lot going on here. It's really
I
cool.
really do. And I mean, it's such an amazing building.
I know, it's amazing. And it's perfect for this industrial use, you know, concrete and steel.
Yeah. Wow. Man. You know, I want to believe that as we come out of the pandemic, that we're going to see what a lot of artists have been up to in a year of extreme conditions and you know, existential threat. And I mean, because you know, we've talked to them over the year, you know, tried to do. We've done a lot of. Seems like there's been a whole lot of family therapy in the art community in Arkansas over the last year with us, and I'm really, you know, I think for so many people, the art is what has helped them cope with this situation. I mean, I know it has been for me. I've returned to some things, some processes I hadn't done in years, and it's you know, I just want to see. I mean, you know, I'm ready for, you know, what is it, 1,000 flowers to bloom, and I want to see what everybody's been up to, and I think we're going to do that. I think that's going to happen this year.
Well, thanks for coming.
It is.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for coming. Look
All right.
forward to seeing you again soon.
And thanks for tuning in. And we're going to be making this kind of a regular thing. We're going to crash some other artists and check out their space. But if you're like me, you like to see where people work, how they work, and just hear it firsthand. Not so much me talking as let the artists talk. So thanks for tuning in.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.